What's up, Internet? So, yeah, little vlog. We have a rainy day for the first time in a long time, and it looks awesome, and I'm super excited. Um, my letters I dropped in a mailbox to test to see if I get them haven't gotten here yet. It's been like 3 days, local mail, but their mailboxes paint are peeling. I know they collect them because I've seen them do it, but the paint is peeling on the mailbox. So, yeah. I was hoping they'd keep sending it. Maybe they're just taking their time, right? End of day today, it'd be weird. End of the week, nothing? Yeah, it's definitely suspicious. Should stop mailing until I go to a different town. So, sad. I put a lot of work to communicate to people, and the people stopping it are probably the bettas. Probably like, don't tell them, don't tell anyone. So, you should be able to mail without a return address. It's technically possible. I know some of my 2 cent letters made it, so maybe they're just slow, right? Yeah. If my mail gets here, because other people have been reacting like they've been getting them, so yeah. Anyway, waiting. Yeah. I delivered it Saturday afternoon. It could have been after pickup, um, but 3 days locally is a long time. That's a really long time. So sad. I get all types of other mail. Like I have a first class package coming in, and I'm gonna get that. So yeah, way weird. I never put a return address just because I don't want to hear back, and there's really not enough room, and I feel silly. It's like I can tell them without needing it to be like I told you. Nah, I don't need that. But yeah. There was a cute girl I liked at I assume she was a woman. You can't tell these days. Um, at Trader Joe's, and it's a grocery store. And it just happened that hers was people had thought we were associated before, and then it just so happened that her line was the short line when I went up, so I got to go to her. And she's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I left early because of the rain." And she goes, "What's that?" I didn't hear you, so I go, "Oh, never mind." And I just silence her out for minutes while we're doing our exchange. And then when she hands me the receipt, I hear "Stay dumb." So, you know, I've been through life. Love between a man and a woman is about reproduction, and that shit is barbaric. The guys and the guys have to fight basically to the death for the right to do it, and the girls don't really. She didn't care about me. I've had tons of conversations with people at that cash register, and they all hear me. They've all heard me. That's one person. She's like, "Oh, what? Can't hear you? Really?" As soon as she did that, I was like, "Conversation over. Don't care that much." Yeah. A few pickup artists mention this. They're like, "Don't waste your time on people hired to be nice to you." Yeah, that's a big one. So I gave her a little bit about my life. I left early to avoid the rain. She's like, What? You know, oh, okay, we're doing what now? No mail and what? We'll see. I'm sad my letter didn't get to me. It's like, I think I mailed it. I could have mailed it on Sunday. I could have dropped it in the box on Sunday and not Saturday. And then that would explain why, because you have to take it and process it. So, yeah. I've seen mail that I deliver locally go all the way to Phoenix first. Yeah, they'll take it all the way up to Phoenix to process out. Now you know where I live. Like, who cares? I'll only be here a little while longer. That did cost me before, revealing my front door. I had a crazy fan stalking me. Um, yeah. So now I keep where my front door is hidden. Just get me going. People know who I am more than they talk to me. You know what I mean? Like those chemtrails, right? So they had started the chemtrails. I woke up and I had this like weird, like fearful breath. It was like a breath that induced terror. And my body immediately canceled it because we're used to that by now. And as I got up, there were all these like, they would put the chemtrails back. And I was like, I just basically talked about it and they canceled them. They haven't brought them back. There was just like a morning in like 8 months where there were chemtrails and they stopped within minutes of me talking. So people around me, my phone or whatever, they're listening and they're like, the problem is, this is my read on them. If you're scared of baby boys, you have to take out baby boys, you're a coward. You're literally like just a nonsense criminal. Like, they can't find out, but I'm gonna have a party with all, it's like really crazy. So, yeah, the chemtrails are still gone. There was a morning when they had them. So, yeah, my crush, she was okay. I'm okay. See, one of the reasons I haven't had a family or kids is I want to be a lot better. I'm not necessarily happy with who I am. And I'm not really into like, I'm going to make a person and then they're going to toil and grow old and die too. To me, it looks stupid, but it's not like I was a hypocrite. I went right into like, how can we solve that for everybody? Like how they make tomatoes that don't wither. Do that to people. Make people that don't wither. That'd be awesome, right? Maybe they did that to me. Maybe that's why I haven't aged that much. I'm a lot older than I look. Um, and maybe that's also why I suffer. They probably were like, don't get old. The whole, like, the fact that religion asks you to just endure suffering, just like enjoy it, is like so suspicious to me. It's like, are you planning on causing suffering? Is there poisoned wine? You know what I mean? Like a secret barbiturate that ruins your head, the mind flares, all that stuff. Brain worms. Yeah. Knowledge is power. I agree. Because you'll know things like, oh, yeah, you can poison them with this type of parasite and it will drive them mad. It will literally be hell for them, right? Um, Scary. I'm super spooked when my mail hasn't gotten here. I've sent too many letters. I've gotten a lot of people get back that they got them, but I've sent too many goddamn letters for me to not get any back. That's insane. So I'm sending another totally blank test postcard to see if I can get a letter. They're crazy, man. I was checking and they claim that it's like sending a letter in town to yourself should take a day. So it's been 3 days. And I'm like, oh. But there were also like over in the East Coast, like Massachusetts and stuff, they fail a lot of letters. There's a lot of places that if they send like 100 letters, only 80 of them will get there. So they said it's as bad as only 40 of them get there. So on time. So maybe I can take the paint peeling blue boxes as proof they don't really check that much or care. We'll get to that sometime. Yeah. It has happened where my mail got directed to like the state headquarters first before it came to me. So I hope that girl, when she handed me the receipt, Stay Stupid, then like liked me and was into me. And then it was like you didn't want to have a conversation, which I didn't. If I say something to you and you go, what? I'm not going to talk to you. From that moment on, if I say something to you and you go, what? We're not talking. There are a lot of them I go through there and I say stuff and they hear me. They know what I said. People who what are liars. They're padding for time. I don't know what to say right now, so I'm going to act like I didn't hear them, make them say it again. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to say it again for anybody. So, dang, I'm sad. My letter to myself hasn't gotten here yet. I guess at the end of the day today, it'd be 3 days. If it goes by a week and I haven't gotten it, that's crazy. That's insane. Then it means I have to stop mailing here. Go rely more on the money, which I should do. Yeah. I mail so many letters. Like, literally a day, it used to be like at least seven. Always to the president, always to like Mar-a-Lago. Sometimes in envelopes, sometimes open. Yeah. If it does show up eventually, then I'm super happy. Then I'm like, it was just a delay. all all the pedos had to do is like block his communicate. His letters look like this. I kept it varietied with different prints, different markers, different postage stamps, but always the same thing was no return address, which is technically possible. You can mail stuff with no return address, but it's weird they didn't want to get it to me. I've gotten letters to me. A lot of people have gotten letters to me. Well, I haven't gotten a letter to me, but other people have mailed me pretty reliably. Yeah, stamps. I'm pretty much into like right now. I've been enjoying collecting stamps. I have a lot of them. Uh, I was planning on doing this more, but if my letter doesn't get to me, that's it. I'm quitting because it's like, why mail it if no one gets it? I'm sending one more test postcard. The other side has like all the info, and then I'll see if I get that. If I don't get both of them, I'm quitting. I just have to go to the money drops. No more mail. Yeah, right. The enemy would let me use their courier service. Yeah, right. That was a dream. Stay dumb then. I'm not talking to that person. That person sucks. I tell you what, if you know my number, if you know where I live, and I'm not the person you want to call and talk to the most, I don't want you. You can talk girls into being with you. Just persist it out, force yourself to be there more. But, um, it's not worth it. It's really not. It's better to, like, if you just cut all contact, you don't talk to anybody, and nobody calls you, that was the answer. Right? A lot of people have forced their genetic offspring into existence because they were lonely. They couldn't stand being alone, which I can. I can be alone a long time. There was a time when I used to think being imprisoned in solitary would be like a dream come true. There was a time when I was like, especially as a kid, is like, do I go to jail? Do I go into the military? Do I become a urologist? Because I had to study dicks. I knew if I went to the jail, I'd see everybody naked. The same thing with the military, same thing with urologists. So I chose the military, which was probably the hardest choice. Talk about what it physically took and its ramifications. Yeah, that was the toughest choice, probably. Probably becoming a urologist would have been second, and prison would have been like probably horrible. No life after that, but at least I'd know. Right. But yeah. Circumcisions. Government lying about God to rip your dicks off. Real government is breeding women like super pedo islands. That's why they block my mail. Freaking are afraid of people finding out the truth, which they should be. Because my intent of telling people is to get all the victims together to stop them. So, which will happen whenever it does. My life or after, that's why I like doing the money drops. You could take me out, but once people know, no, no, taking me out won't matter. Someone who I've told is going to carry the torch. So the problem's going to get worse for them when I get back on the road. because I'm gonna be able to do drops in multiple towns. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. See you.